Hello students, in our last class we have studied about metals and non-metals and how to differentiate or identify whether a material, given material is a metal or non-metal depending upon the physical and chemical properties. In the earlier class we have discussed about the physical properties. So what are the different physical properties we have discussed? The first one is luster, sonority, malleability, ductility, heat conductivity and electrical conductivity. So these are the different physical properties we have discussed in our earlier class. Now we are going to see the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. See, even though the physical properties are very reliable to identify whether a material is metal or non-metal, but these chemical properties will give a clear idea whether the material is a metal or non-metal. The first reaction we are going to see is the reaction with oxygen. So first one is, we will take the metal magnesium. It reacts with oxygen to give magnesium oxide. So we will test whether the oxide formed is acidic or basic in nature. So we will take the magnesium oxide. We will see the activity. So after burning the magnesium ribbon, we are going to get the ash like this. So to this, a little bit of distilled water is added and check the solution with the red litmus paper. See children, the red litmus paper is converting into blue color. That means the metal oxide which has formed is basic in nature. Next, we will take a non-metal, that is sulfur. When it reacts with oxygen, it is giving sulfur dioxide. So this sulfur dioxide, when we are testing with the blue litmus paper, it turns into red in color. So depending upon the reaction with oxygen, we can test the oxides formed here. The metals are going to convert the red litmus paper into blue in color, and the blue litmus is converted into red by the non-metals. So here we can conclude that the metals are going to form the basic oxides and the non-metals are forming the acidic oxides. So next we will see the rusting of metals. So these metals, when they are exposed to air, they undergo rusting. For example, you can see the iron doors or windows, gates, when they are not painted, when they are exposed to air, they undergo rusting. So to avoid that rusting, we will paint the doors, windows and gates. So like this, some of the metals, even copper, when it is exposed to air, it becomes greenish in color. And some of the metals which does not react with oxygen are gold and platinum. Now we'll see the reaction with water. So the metals react extremely slowly with water. See, for example, sodium, it is a very reactive metal. It is stored in the kerosene. For reaction with water, remove a piece of sodium from the kerosene, put it on a blotting paper so that the extra kerosene which is attached to the sodium metal, it is blotted or removed. Then slowly bring it near to the water. So it floats on the water. The sodium metal, it floats on the water with a hissing sound. With a hissing sound like this. So this is the hissing sound. It is extremely reactive with water. And some of the metals does not react with water. So non-metals, they do not react with water at all. So next one, the reaction with acids. Some of the metals react with acids by liberating the hydrogen gas. See, for example, you take the magnesium and add a little bit of dilute hydrochloric acid to it. if it doesn't show any reaction, then we'll add concentrated hydrochloric acid. If we are bringing the matchstick near the test tube, a pop sound has been given. This pop sound shows that liberation of hydrogen gas. Next, non-metals usually do not react with the acids. So, like this, we have seen the reaction of the metals and non-metals with air, water and acids. Now, we'll see the uses of the metals and non-metals. So, where do we usually use these metals and non-metals in our daily life activities? See children, usually when you observe, you see the sweets which we are eating, a thin aluminium foil will be kept like decorative items. Aluminium will be placed on it, on the sweets. So this is one of the usage of the aluminium, and it is also used as a aluminium foil will be used for packing of the food materials, and gold, silver, this will be used as ornaments, jewelry which we are going to wear. Copper, aluminium can be used for making the utensils, and due to the conductivity of the electrical conductivity and heat conductivity, some of the metals like aluminium and copper will be used in the wiring systems, and satellites in aeroplanes. Like this, these metals like aluminium, copper, they will be used. And non-metals like which we have seen, mainly sulfur, carbon and iodine. Sulfur, it is mainly used in some of the explosives. It is also used in fireworks, crackers. Naturally, this sulfur you can observe in the onions, garlic, yes, and example, carbon, it is used as an activated charcoal which is used as a decolorizing agent, and it is used in the purification of water. Iodine, it is used as a tincture of iodine. Tincture of iodine is nothing but the iodine when it is mixed with the alcohol, then it is called as a tincture of iodine. It is used for the medicinal purposes. Yes children, these are the different uses of the metals and non-metals.